everybody. Welcome to the Gang Plays Casual Week. Brad, what are we on? Is this week 6? I think this is week 6. Yeah, because I think we did 5, so this is 6. So,
I know week 2 of tournament finals.
So we've got a special match here. This is our good buddy Stephen Riley. He's taken on Blitz Ace 10 in round 2 of Legal Light action. So we'll just get right into this. Let's see. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. So what do we got? Jegrin. Oh, he's just going
Jegrin into Olivia.
And there's a Zond. I mean, do you target this here? It's not going to be enough to kill it, right?
He might have something behind it with another forward to deal, or another backup that might deal some extra damage when it comes in.
That's a good point. Yeah, he just needs any source of damage. Can be 1,000 at this point. So he'll take it. Yeah, and then you're gonna cast the Ifrit. Discards the Zondi. So they're basically reset. RollingBear does have one extra card in hand, but that's simply from the card draw. They both basically use the same amount of value to get there. Brad, how are you doing today? I love your Nightmare Before Christmas hat you got on. That's great.
Thank you. It's got a little character. The dog's made a hole in the front. But you know what? Nice. It's like Jack. It has no nose.
Exactly. Yeah, see? That's very appropriate. Ooh, I like how fast this game's going already. Just
popping off here.
That's what I like to see. The last game I cast with Riley was very methodical because it was mono fire matchup. But these guys are just. Did Riley just pass? He didn't do anything, did he?
No, I think this is still the first turn of. No, he did pass.
Yeah, he did just be 5 and. I mean, he really loves to do that. I've noticed so many times when we'll play in person too. He'll just which maybe he didn't draw back up, so he's like, well, why commit a forward? But.
Sure, and it looks like a lot of the forwards that Jowy or Blitz Ace is playing can be easily removed by some of his backup cards.
Yeah, that's true too.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does just play that waiting game while he plays out these other backups to get himself some extra CP.
Nice to hit a Broskas off that Geomancer, and we've got our Kuchaspel down, so we are set up with 3-on-3. So I'm guessing, I don't have his list in front of me, I don't know if you do, but I'm guessing this is some kind of Water Lightning Knights, because I see the Ovalia, so...
Yeah, that was my first check as well. I do see Layla and 3-cost Viking. I'd really love to see some more Vikings there with it, especially with Cloud of Darkness being in the wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But definitely 2 Veritas, 1 Jurgen, so you got lucky in that early Jurgen.
Yeah.
For Soya, Lightning, both Famfrits, and a Sildra for Summon.
Nice. There's a Rain, no ping, no haste, but we can play it off of 3, which is nice. So I feel like, who do we favor in this matchup? I think the Water Lightning player definitely wants to go wide because, you want to make it so that your opponent can only do so much ping damage. Now, granted, Riley is running a Frida, so that's pretty good AoE. Oof, and he just gets to drop that Ovalia. That's a perfect counter to that Rain. Or not Ovalia. I mix up Ovalia and Agrias all the time.
I mean, they look very similar in the card pictures.
And I don't know if you've ever played Tactics. They're very tied to each other in the game, which is why the cards always relate to each other. Since Agrias is Ovalia's protector, that's like her guardian. So they do always go hand in hand. But I was wondering about this Porum because of its effect. That not only is its initial effect really nice, EX Burst, you get to look at 3 cards, draw 1. You don't even have to show your opponent. The ability to turn off action abilities, such as this Kuchaspel back here. Because Kuchaspel, if you have Minwu or Cecil, something that says, hey, you can't ping us for anything, Kuchaspel can turn that off, but the Porum can cancel that Kuchaspel, which is pretty neat. So this is exciting.
The majority of Barry Yumi's backups, or Steven's backups, are abilities. Taps.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so he could cancel the Geomancer, the Kuchaspel. I don't know if he ever uses that Zondi act, but those are all action abilities. So yeah, Porum could cancel every single one of those.
It's a mini Emperor on the field, and it's great to see.
Right? Yeah, so if I was Berry Yummy RollingBear, I would 100% just nuke that thing into oblivion right now with an Ifrit, a Rain, whatever you've got, but...
Yeah, just slam it down.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. It does still need a turn before it can do that, since it has to dull. But
can it be done on his opponent's his now turn?
No, not unless it had haste. Yeah, so anytime you have something that has a dull icon, it's you can't use it even on your opponent's turn until it's been under your control for at least 1 whole turn.
Very good to know. Very good to note, actually.
Yeah. That's the only thing that's kind of kept me from trying this Porum again, is because it's quote unquote slow in that aspect. Like the entry effect's still good, but all right, we're gonna grab Ifrit, blow up Agrius for 9k.
It's been fun, Agrius.
Yeah.
And I really like the fact that Barayumi has Amamuratsu,
Yeah.
which is going to shut down a lot of these forwards.
Yeah, a lot of these heavy entry effects. Because he's in no rush. He's kind of playing the fire mill game. He's like, hey, I'm just going to remove anything you throw at me. So,
and I do see a lot of deck draw for Blitz Ace's deck. So it might boil down eventually to decking out late game.
Speaking of Amaterasu, goes right into damage.
Well, you can't do much when you don't actually have the Amaterasu in hand.
It's like Octagon heard you, is like, oh, is that the card you want to see? Okay, here. I'll go ahead and plop it into damage for you.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
See, this is where Amaterasu just pop it down and cancel that lightning ability.
Yeah. Well, there's no opposing forward, so I'm assuming he's going to target two things in his own break zone. See a Ramza and a Fusoya. Wow. I haven't seen Fusoya run in any of these night decks. That's interesting.
Yeah, he actually runs 3 copies of Fusoya and then 3 copies of Lightning.
Does he have any other high-cost cards that... Obviously, like, Agrius is pretty high up there. The Sarah's 4. That's not bad.
All of his backups are 4 or less, but he's got 2 6-cost favorites.
Okay, yeah, so those are pretty high targets.
That one copy of Jurgen, and then 2 copies of Veritas the Dark.
Okay, so we got plenty of targets
that
a Fusoya can hit on.
Yeah, certainly.
All right, and for the first time, I've loved this blistering pace. For the first time, the players are taking a moment. I'm sure RollingBear is trying to decide what the best course of action is here.
Do I kill the lightning now, or do I just get rid of the Porum? Decisions.
Yeah, that's a good... I wonder... Well, first of all, obviously, I can't see what's in his hand, but I would be curious to know like what he values here, what he's worried about, what he's not worried about.
I mean, again, if you want your opponent to deck out faster, then sure, kill the lightning. Let him have the Fusoya back. That's great. But I guess the Ramza would be a problem as well, just so he can keep recycling his cards.
Yeah, that is such a good point. Yeah, I didn't really appreciate that Ramza until I got to see it in person the other day, and I saw on damage 5 where you can legit, it enters, you pull back the Agrius, and then you can play that very Agrius you pulled back. It's like, oh, wow. All right, well, Porum's definitely gone. And Lightning's probably soon to follow.
Safe bet.
God, Blaze is just such a good backup against those medium level forwards where you can just...
Oh, and I was going to mention, you had asked earlier, who do you think is favored in this matchup?
Yeah.
As much as I love going wide, because I've played Vikings early in the tournament, it's just with Fire's ability, you can just nuke the board very easily.
Yeah, once Mono Fire gets set up like this, they can usually just sit on their backups and be it. But he didn't follow up to kill that lightning, so maybe he didn't have enough to...
have a Behemoth.
Oh, well, that'll finish it off.
Speak of the devil.
Yep.
Not Behemoth, but Ifrit. I'll take it.
We'll take a 3rd point of damage, but Ifrit will gladly finish off Lightning. Blitz Ace will get back our Fusoya and our Rams. We're going to have 8 in hand, so hopefully we're playing something out. We're not just doing the old discard 3 and pass.
Well, we talked about this last time with Barayumi. He doesn't mind, or RollingBear, he doesn't mind taking that early damage.
Yeah. Yep, there's the Ramza, as predicted. So I'm assuming he's going to get back Agrius. Yeah. You know, the Ovalia special to the Aegis could be key here, because that way after RollingBear commits a lot of burn power to it, he could counter with the Aegis. That way it gets to come right back.
And truly.
Has the old Haste Magoo. And just
I'll be honest, I haven't seen that new Olivia yet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's quite neat. I didn't pull a single one from any of my boxes. I was pretty disappointed, but win some, lose. Oh, and there's a no-value Cloud of Dark. Interesting. So let's see. He discarded... I guess he just didn't want to have to discard for turn.
Yeah.
That's probably why he played that out.
Play as efficient with your CP as possible.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to have to throw it, which I get. But yeah, well, and that's going to be the funny thing is RollingBear, I mean, he might not ever even put out many forwards in this match. He might be happy to just sit on, unless this is Ranjit coming down, which wouldn't surprise me, because Ranjit will just delete that Cloud of Darkness.
I'm not too comfortable with this Cloud of Darkness in the deck.
Yeah.
Just because of the few low-cost forwards that he has to get it out there.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair. Normally you like to see it with stuff that swarms a bit more. And that's an Afrita. We'll go ahead and take
Show
out
me one more.
And yeah, there's that one too. Gosh.
Man, fire is just brutal with all these summons.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Afrita hit the board as well, right? Because that Ifrit shouldn't have been enough to take out Ramza. I can't see his break zone right now, but I'm assuming he had enough in there to make it to get all 3 of Afrita's effects.
How many needed to be in there?
5 total.
Oh, I can't even right click and look at the break zone either. We're gonna go ahead and do the honor system and assume that.
I'm assuming he did, because otherwise that Ifrit would have done 6. So I'm assuming he had enough to hit the board as well. Yeah, and so we got our unit out, and here we go again. This is RollingBear's happy to pass. Like, go ahead, just please put out a forward so I can delete it.
And he's also got Vermilion Burden as his backup. So every summon he's doing another 1,000.
Yeah, as if he needs it. So far he hasn't. We really would love to see. Oh man, no value Veritas.
I don't know how I feel about that.
So the good news is, if he kills it, he is at least going to lose a backup. I don't know how much that's worth, but I guess it's something.
I feel like that's better for Barry, for RollingBear here. Barry Yumi.
That's true, because then you can potentially put down another one. Because he'd probably just clear out the Zondi, I'd guess.
Zonde, or maybe kind of like Blaze on the field already.
Yeah. Well, Blaze and Geomancer both have action abilities, so they can clear themselves. Well, and I guess technically Zondi can too with his action ability. I've just never seen him use it.
But yeah, if he has another Zonde in hand, might as well.
Yeah. Now, Veritas, I actually recorded a deck tech earlier talking about this very combo. Veritas with the Aegis special of Ovalia is very good, because he'll kill it. It'll go to the break zone. They'll have to sack a character. Aegis will bring it right back to the field. If they have a forward, they'll have to get rid of that. And then, of course, it'll have to sack another character whenever it dies again. So kind of reminiscent of the old Magic Pot combo when, that monster. Our buddy Brandon loves that monster. So...
I don't see Magic Pot much these days.
I don't either. Well, and a lot of those monsters, and the thing with the Magic Pot Veritas, like, it was brutal. Oh. Yep. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I wonder if it'll sack the Ranjit, or if he's... I would think you'd get rid of the Zondi here.
Yeah, especially if you're tapping to use it. Might as well save yourself that extra CP.
Yep, here we go.
Just as we called it.
Aegis. Woo!
Can you chain a summon onto this to kill the Veritas?
It will have to return first. So what so far it hasn't died yet. What she's saying is when it dies. So you could, but it won't change anything. You'd just be wasted because it's already going to die.
Really? So wouldn't your summon go on the stack and then kill it off so it misses
before the Aegis
timing?
Hits it? Yeah, okay, you're right. You are correct about that. If he stacks another summon on top of it before the Aegis resolves, then yes, he can kill it with that. Yep, which is exactly what he's going to do.
Might as well.
And since Ovalia has to be dulled, he was like, nope. Man, that was a good try by Blitz Ace, but RollingBear was 100% ready for that. And he did. He just sacked off the Ranjit. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And Rain. Oh, wow. And Rain's on 3 damage, so Rain is going to go in for a... Man, RollingBear had that scouted perfectly.
And again, he loves taking this early damage, so he doesn't mind.
Yeah.
But
okay, well, good old favorite. Wow, that was a nice chain. I love those turns where like 6 different things go off. Those are so fun. Now, if he's playing the mill game, he's pretty even with his opponent at the moment. So there's Layla. Gonna get our Viking.
Amaterasu.
Yeah, exactly. Would you do that? Do you think that's worth it to Amaterasu a Layla?
Actually, again, I think this game's going to boil down to decking out. So I see the Viking. I'm like, okay, sure, let's kill both of them. Let's give you more chances to draw.
Yeah, you almost want them to draw more to make sure you stay ahead on deck advantage. Yeah, he could. He can clean. He could sneeze on any of these guys, and they're going to be gone. So it's really just the Geomancer can take out the Vikings, just whatever way he wants to deal with it.
And if the board ever gets too big, there's always just Phila. Just drop it down.
That's why I say he should drop Philly on this board right now. Be like, no, nobody puts Layla Viking against me. Yeah, that was I was excited to see that Veritas Aegis special, but he was ready in hand. He's like, nah, we're not doing that.
And it's fantastic that we were just talking about it right before it happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm trying to think how that would let's say it had gone through. Veritas would die first. So first you would have the character, and then the Aegis would resolve. Or no, you technically would need to resolve that first. So the thing is, he could get rid of the Ranjit for that, so that way when he comes back for his entry, there's no forward to get rid of. But RollingBear is happy to pass. You know what that means. And a Frida or something's coming
summons
down.
in hand.
Yeah. We're just going to try to see if we can't get in with this Viking or the Layla.
Or take 5 damage, you know?
No,
see what happens.
There's no way he's taking this damage. Yeah, he could do anything. Yep, there's a Frida. We'll just wipe the board out. Well, the thing is, too, he doesn't want to take too much damage because that will put him behind on the deck out race. Now, luckily, Blitz Ace has drawn so many cards at this point. He's going to have to, I feel like if he wants to win, he's going to have to just whack him. I'm assuming Blitz Ace does not have a Cecil in here to block all this ability damage that's coming out.
Yeah, no Cecil. That really is a game changer against fire ducks.
Yeah. Although, again, now that they have Kuchaspel, he can just turn it off. There we go. We'll get the Ovalia special back. That's that's a nice way to recycle.
Oh.
Is this going to Amaterasu?
Oh, no, he's going to...
Okay, he's just going to kill with the Blaze.
Yeah.
So do you Ovalia here?
Well, if he's doing it on the stack of it, bringing to his hand...
He can't use that one. He would need another copy of it, yeah.
Yeah. I learned that the hard way, though. It really seems like he's got all the answers here.
Yeah. That's what's very obnoxious about Mono Fire Ring to this point, is it's very, very difficult to break through that wall.
Mm-hmm. Give him a chance to set up. I do want to see this Freya come down at some point.
Oh, he runs is it the 3-cost Freya, the Dragoon?
Yeah, the Dragoon, 2 costs, water, lightning, CP.
Okay, so it's the multi-element one.
Yeah.
Although, if he does that, he's going to be drawing a card, and I don't know if he really wants to do that. We've got another Ramza. See, and here's the thing, too. Like, he's probably never going to get that damage 5 ability of Ramza. Did he get a second Ovalia into hand?
He brought the Ovalia back to his hand. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, he should. It looks like he has 3 Ovalias in the hand now.
He should have the other 2, right? Because the first Ramza came down, and then he blew it up with Blaze, and they put a second Ramza out to grab the Ovalia too. Man, but that doesn't even seem to be enough so far. if RollingBear keeps stacking on the Aegis triggers, then poor guy's never going to get it. We'll see a Mutsuki.
I'm kind of tempted to see another Rajit come down here.
Yeah, I mean, he could easily tap one, play it, get rid of Ramza. Let's see. If he does that, he'd be down to 2 left in hand, so he could still even counter the Ramza H. Okay, so he's set up. He's way ahead on deck advantage, though, so he just has to stall at this point, because Blitz Ace cannot win unless he puts him to 7. He's not going to win by... Yep. What is it?
Oh, here comes the Ovalia.
Ifrit. Yeah, and he's only got 2 left in hand, so there's a good chance this one is going to resolve. If
I'd be surprised. Yep. Okay.
Which is actually, I didn't even think about this chain. He can just pull that Ovalia back, right? When the Ramza re-enters?
It just loops.
Wow. So he's kind of, he's got a nice little chain. Now, it's not going to be able to attack, right? Because I think this is the forward that gains haste. So the new Ramza that comes in won't have haste, but still.
Correct.
And it would be played dull anyway. But still, he is stalling out. Mutsuki will reactivate, of course. Man, get back the Ovalia. I mean, we've got the protection, but like, he's only got 12 cards left in deck. Can he get him before he runs out? And so I want to ask you this, Brad, for game 2, if you're Blitz Ace 10, all right, you know what you're playing against, you know what it's going to do. Do you lean heavy into those card draws, or do you like maybe slow yourself down and try to take your time? Because I mean, drawing is what your deck does, but at the same time, you're kind of just giving your opponent what he wants.
Right. And I think at that point, you just have to gas. Just go forward on the gas and try and swarm as fast as possible.
Yeah. I wonder if, he should do that now. Just put out a bunch of forwards, force him to respond with Philia or something, because you need to be able to avoid all these. Which, again, without the AoE, he can only ping you so many times. So
Right. And again, there is that aspect of Philia that you drop down. But sometimes you just have to take that chance.
Exactly. Oh man, this is no offense to Overcast. This is much more exciting than the Mono Fire Mirror I watched last time. And Minwoo is still relevant in these matchups. RollingBear and I have talked about this a lot before. Is that he feels better against Minwoo now because again he has the Kuchaspel, which just completely turns it off. But as I pointed out, I said that still costs you one of your backups every turn to have to do that. So that can help starve out that deck when every single time they're having to make sure to commit to this Kuchaspel trigger.
Interesting to see him tap that Kuchaspel and not Vermil instead.
Yeah. Yeah, usually you always want to leave your action ability. Although I think he hasn't seen a Minwoo or anything that would protect at this point, so maybe he's just not even sweating it.
Probably. Honestly, he might be looking at the deck list as well.
Yeah.
And notices that there isn't a Minwoo.
Exactly. So he just feels, well, what's even the point? Get back in a Frida, of course. Oh man, that card's brutal. That card, I was actually thinking about that very card today, and that when it first came out in Opus 9, it really wasn't a big deal. But then the Terra came out in 9.5, and then we got a new Ifrit in 10, and a new Ifrit in 11, and a new Ifrit in 12, and I mean, you've just got your pick of Ifrits at this point.
And it's sad to see that a lot of Jowy's or a lot of Blitz Ace's cards are removal based. So all the summons are removal based, save for Sildria, which is draws more, but his Lightning, his Soya, his Veritas, and Barryumi is not going to be playing a lot of cards at once. Just one card to answer your stuff.
Well, and yeah, like look at that, what he did with that Ifrita. He did 8k to the Lightning, and then it does 4k to the board. So Ramza takes 4, then Ramza takes 2 from the Terraping, and then he uses the Mutsuki trigger, which reactivated from the Lightning dying to like, good gravy.
Brutal.
Oh,
all that can be said.
I know. Yeah, and so now he has half the cards left in deck. He's going to struggle to get 4 more points of damage in what, 5 turns? Maybe 4. He finally let go of one of those Aegises. He threw it out. I guess he realized, what's the point? Agrius will go ahead and take off art. Yeah, and you know what's really good against this fire matchup? Kind of one of the few things that messes with it is break zone hate. Whether it be Kadaj or Alba or a Mist Dragon, so that way you're like, nope, I'm just gonna weaken that Afrida and just get rid of all those summons.
Yeah, I'm surprised that isn't really more prevalent in Final Fantasy games. You don't see too much removal.
Yeah,
or even what?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking, what is that 6-cost light dragon? When it comes in, you can choose to remove.
Oh yeah, Hurlspraker.
Yeah,
he's a fun one. There's your Freya.
Oh hey, it's back.
Oh god, he's gonna draw a discard though. He's gonna down to 7. He's only got 7 left. I mean, but he also knows. I think he realizes like, I just got to go in. Like I've just got to try to take him out now, while he only has 2 in hand still.
Right, and I haven't seen a Philia being discarded yet. Have you?
That's what my worry is, that if he's gonna walk right into a Philia. But at the same time, though, he knows what else can he do. Again, with only 7 left in deck, because if he doesn't have Philia, this is how he wins. Is
right. You just have to go for it.
You just got to try it and hope it works. And if they beat you, they beat you. And what else can you do? So if we have Philia, this is going to be a snap. Tap 4, pitch 2, Philia, game 2, 3.
Yep. It's gotta be Philia.
Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd been holding on to that for a while.
Oh, certainly.
So we'll go to 5 damage. Philia is going to go and board wipe, unless we've got some kind of trick in hand, but I don't know what it could be. Leviathan wouldn't be bad here. Leviathan would actually let us save someone, but we didn't have it.
Unfortunately, the only summons he's running is 3 copies of Famfrit, 2 copies of 6-cost Famfrit,
okay,
and then 1 copy of Sildra.
Gotcha.
Search for 2 water characters.
So we don't even have the protection. Well, so this he pitched out his hand, but again, with only 2 cards left in deck, this is going to be his last turn. So yeah, so it looks like round 1 is definitely going to go to RollingBear, unless a miracle happens here.
Are you ready for a good time?
So again, like if you're Blitz Ace, how do you handle this? So here's what you're not going to get your damage 5 triggers that this deck really spikes on with the Ramza, with the Agrias. That's just probably not going to happen. And again, when you draw as much as you did in this, you're just helping your opponent because they basically want to mill you out.
Right. I think in this case here, you just play another Layla, grab that Viking, and deck yourself out.
Yeah, go out with style. I like it. And that Rubicante is, of course, going to stop anything that comes down. Hey, there's a lightning.
Well, he's got 0 cards in hand. So long as he doesn't draw anymore,
he could what he could do:
the board.
remove it, and if he has an Ovalia in hand, he can haste the Veritas. He can hit him to 5 damage. RollingBear will then be top decking whatever 2 cards he has. He'll have 2 forwards on the field for his final 2 draw. He could potentially go in for the win. He has to haste something this turn, though. He has to get in, or I guess get out a 3rd forward to hopefully. Oh no, he didn't remove the Rubicante.
Yeah, I think he's gonna fame for it and then sack off his lightning and the Rubicante. Oh no,
That's because see, that's what I would have thought is. Unless, I mean, he might not have the Aegis in hand anymore. I guess he threw it out. Because that was the only way I possibly saw him remove the Rubicante. It completely negates its break zone effect. Haste the Veritas or the Lightning. Get it in there. Whack for 5. Because now if he doesn't draw a forward or doesn't draw removal, you can kill him on the next turn. And he was in top deck mode. But yeah, now you're just going to draw your last 2 cards and...
Well, we know he had no cards in his hand because he drew back those other 2 cards that we know, Lightning and Freya. So what did he discard to play Lightning? Layla and Sarah. Okay, yeah. So everything that he had wouldn't have helped in that instance.
I mean, if you're RollingBear here, you just pass, right? Or if you've got another forward, go ahead and put it out. But
wing with Rubicante and then drop another Philia behind it.
Yeah, right? Well, that would definitely be a nail in the coffin of the game. Yeah, because now at this point, I mean, this one's pretty much over, but the only way he can possibly win is get a forward out, haste it with Ovalia, and then somehow be able to swing in. Yep.
Both Ovalias are in the break zone now.
Oh,
there's other 2 Ovalias in the break zone because he's been juggling them for a while.
He's got nothing left then.
I don't know what his last 2 cards are.
Oh, no, he did have one in hand. He just cast it. So Veritas will leave. His exit trigger will go on the stack character. And then Ovalia will resolve. He'll come back in.
Oh, I'm silly. I thought the lightning added it to his hand, but not quite yet. So I saw the 2 cards and figured, okay.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, lightning has to die first before they get removed. So here comes Veritas. He'll come in dull. Veritas entry trigger.
What would you get rid of? The Rubicante?
Yeah, because now he can just ping the lightning with the Mutsuki to finish it off.
Makes sense.
So he did have the Aegis in hand. I wonder why he didn't try that last turn, because that would have made a bit more sense. Because to me, at least that was the only line I saw you could win. Because the Mutsuki will finish off the lightning, but it doesn't matter how many forwards you get out next turn. It's your last turn, and you can't. You've got to hit him 3 times.
Right. I don't see any other haste skippers in this deck.
Exactly. Excuse me.
You see a Luna Freya for next game. That could potentially come out.
Oh, he's got the 4-cost Luna Freya. Nice. Yeah, another kind of way for that Aegis flicker, if you will.
I wonder what the thought process here is. Or what they're discussing.
Well, he targets the lightning with Mutsuki. So lightning should die, because lightning took 8,000 from the Rubicante. So yeah, Mutsuki, just ping it, finish it off. Lightning will die, he'll get back his 2 cards. But it's just, he just Blitz Aces out of cards.
Yeah, sure. At this point, you can play everything, but
Yeah, it
you can
doesn't
only
matter
attack
because
once. I guess you still would get that extra point of damage in just for the points. Oh,
I don't know. Does that matter in top 16? Because he could just block with the Ranjit anyway.
well, he had the lightning in hand. He could have removed the Ranja
That's
and then
true.
swung to an empty board.
Yeah, if it matters. Okay, so game 1 goes to RollingBear. Like I said, I think Blitz Ace has to be very careful what he draws here. He either needs to like go so fast before RollingBear can get set up, because I know that mono fight, it likes to get set up with backups so that way it can just start casting everything. So he either needs to hit him so quick he doesn't have time to do that, or he needs to really be careful how many cards he draws, because he's always going to deck out before his opponent.
Right.
I like getting the Luna Freya down if we can see it. Again, anything that keeps our forwards on the board as much as possible is going to be useful.
I think turn 1, you just have to get that Layla Viking. Drop it down.
Just go straight in. Now, the only problem is if he has Blaze turn 1. There goes that answer.
You're in headlights.
Excuse me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Layla Viking. Let's get ran over.
Okay, so there goes the Sildra. And I feel like that's the right play because he's going the more conservative route of not as much. So I think this is the turn we're gonna see dropping a Layla Viking out.
Yeah, you might be right.
Oh, why
apparently Viking reactivates Braun. Who knew? Well, I've been reading the card more. Yeah, right. This whole time it reactivates when you draw a standard unit.
I'm looking at that play. I wonder if he didn't have any other backups to play.
He must not have, because he threw out 2 summons turn 1. Oh man, and it's RollingBear is just gonna go aggressive.
Well, block this.
Hope for a Famfrit. Nope, Zemus. Well, who knows? Maybe he'll actually get to damage 5 this time. That's a pretty good sign, though, that RollingBear doesn't have any backups that he didn't put down. I think you might be kind of happy if you see that. Duke Tana, we're gonna get a knight, which is probably gonna be. I mean, it's got to be Agrius, right? I don't even know if there is another knight in here.
There is Ramsa.
Oh, that's true, Ramsa.
And then also Jagron.
Oh, that's right. And then he can search out a princess, so maybe you do that
and play onto the field. If you do that, though, it's going to take okay, yep, so he's going that route. He's going to try and ramp up a little bit more.
I would say, I think he's just going to double down, though, then, because obviously he's searched twice already. Jagron's going to make him search again. He's going to...
Get rid of the Viking.
Maybe he's just going to try to out-resource his opponent.
Yeah.
Which,
it makes sense.
He's on a good start, because even if RollingBear puts down some backups this turn...
He's got the lead. Ooh, but I think he's going to bring out the pressure.
Okay. And I know Stephen, he's not doing this because he thinks it's a good idea. He's doing it because he didn't draw any backups. If that man has backups to play, he's putting them down early.
You get the Bras. Oh, okay. I'm like, do you get the Braskas and just drop it down and try and go
No, I think he knows, especially with Famfrits in this deck, I think he knows better than to do that.
It'd be fun to see, though.
Yeah. So no, now he's going to try to start actually getting his backup. Well, speaking of which...
Speak of the devil. We gotta stop doing that, like talking about the answers and they show up.
Right? Yeah, we're cursing the game. So who do you sack here? Zidane or March? Do you care?
Probably the March. I mean, if you have another March, just drop it down, right?
That's true. He says the Zidane. Both will die to Agrius if she comes out, although we don't actually have any princesses on our backup line, so...
Well, Agrius... if he plays the jargon,
that's true.
He will.
Then he can pull one right. Does it play to the field?
Or play to the field.
Hand? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So tap 2, discard 2, play jargon, grab the... Oh, play 3? He's not going to play the Viking just by itself, is he?
No. He's getting rid of Jegrin.
Soya?
Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, well, March is 100% dead. He'd have to have the whiff of the century. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, super dead.
I was like, he'd have to have the whiff of the century for that thing to live.
I don't know about the jargon, because that's his only copy.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now. I guess he didn't value the princess backup.
And what are his princess backups? He's got the Agrias, not Agrias, Ovelia, and that's his only target.
All right, we'll get our Mutsuki down. Now it's RollingBear's turn to take a few hits.
Good old back and forth.
Yeah. Well, and maybe what Blitzace was thinking was maybe he really valued the removal and that I don't want to get hit for any more damage, or I don't want to have to trade out the Jagrin and he pings me with a backup or something. Like he's like, let me just clean off his forward field, and that way I can start running into him.
Well, fortunately, the Jagrin is 8k
Another
power.
Frida. That was the first point of damage last time too.
History repeats itself.
RollingBear cursing Octagon's name right now, I'm sure.
Okay. Well,
there's your Layla Viking.
I honestly, from my point of view here, you hold on to the Layla. That way, when you know next turn they both die, you just play it again.
What? So would you have just played out the Viking then? Or the Viking came from the break zone. What would you have done?
He's got 5 cards in hand. I would have held on to the other Layla in anticipation that I'm going to lose both those forwards.
Oh, I got you. Oh, you're saying he discarded a Layla to play that.
Yeah, and he's only runs 2 copies. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He runs 3 copies of Layla. So maybe he has the 3rd in hand?
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That is a good question. Although, again, see, now this is where he wants to be. His opponent doesn't have any backups. RollingBear doesn't want to get smacked 3 times. I mean, if he has Blaze here, that's an easy play. But if he doesn't have Blaze, it means he's probably going to have to pay more than he wants to deal with these forwards.
Sure, not really cost effective, but you could always drop down everything and then play Ophelia and get Famforded and pass.
Yeah, exactly. Big bad Ophelia. Yeah, he probably doesn't want to do that. Blaze here is a no-brainer if we have it. I mean, even like a Zondi or anything, any backup that pings. Well, he threw out the Legend Zondi for Coot Chaspel. Interesting.
And it makes sense because that Legend Zondi won't do much in this situation.
Yeah. Although, I don't know, he wouldn't be able to get over it. He can't even party attack over it. But obviously, if we just have like Famfrit in hand, you could get rid of it that way.
And I think that's what I'm anticipating as well.
RollingBear taking his time. He just left the field open, says, come get me. So does he have another counter? Does he have an Ifrit in hand, or is he just ready to take a bunch of hits? There's another Zondi. Here comes Layla. Is he going to get any burst luck? Nope, there's an ace. Wouldn't have been sad to see that. And Viking. There it is. Okay, now he can go search out a forward. Or not a forward, a fire summon.
Fire summon. Would you have attacked with the lowest cost units first?
You know, I thought about that, but yeah, I think the Viking, because if he hits like the baby Ifrit, the Fusoya wouldn't die to that. Although, actually, he has the Mutsuki, so even if he hit that, he could ping it off, so maybe that's why. Maybe he was like, I'd rather have him waste a summon on like Layla or something.
Yeah.
Sarah's going to search us out another princess. There you go.
Go grab that. The Ophelia for next turn.
Yeah, get the Aegis. We got to be feeling good after that turn. Hit our opponent 3 times. We're completely set up. Yeah, very different from last game, because at this point, RollingBear had already been set up and he was just sitting there casting away. So yeah, he clearly did not have a good opening hand this time.
And that's the difference that backups can make. Just determines on how you're gonna play play the start and rest of the game.
Yeah, exactly. If we have I don't know how many Ifrits we have in the break zone, but if we have enough for all of the Afrida effects, you put down the K-Tuna right now, go fetch out the Afrida, and then you're just going to board wipe him.
Well, he discarded Afrida, so it's going to be Philia.
Oh, it's Philia. There you go. There's your big bad Philia.
Again, this is where I want to hold on to that other Layla, because you know the wipe is imminent.
Yeah. No, right? That's a good point. We'll hit a Ifrit. Doesn't do anything for us. Tap the Mutsuki. Do we have a Geomancer? Yeah, nice. That's good. That's exactly what we wanted to see there. We'll get to draw one. It'll be another Ifrit. What a surprise. But he can't cast it. He can't cast it. So like a Famfrit here is perfect.
Oh, truly.
Get Famfrit off the board. Put down a forward. Haste it with Ovelia.
2, 3, 4. What are you playing here?
5. Is it big Famfrit?
Oh, he's also got.
Okay. Yes. I forgot.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. Was it?
Perfect that's answer.
Even better.
Do you get rid of that? Do you get rid of that Ophelia though, and just hold on to it? Unless he's got another one in his hand, right?
That's a good quick. Yeah, you could haste one of these guys out right now. Put him to 6. No, he's not going to. I mean, the 6 won't finish him off, so maybe he doesn't. Whereas right now, RollingBear still has to answer this. And see, now this is the time where Veritas is scary. When it was really funny when Veritas first came out. Some people thought he was really good later in the game. I think he's at his best early in the game because if you get rid of him right now, you have less targets to sack off, so you're really hurting your board more.
Mm-hmm.
Rubicante will at least take something out with him. As a matter of fact, depending on if he's not careful, he'll take out 2 things with him, so he does have to be a little careful here. Except, I was just thinking, unless he turns its power off. So it'll go to 1,000, meaning his break zone effect will also only be for 1,000. Which is really nice. Yeah, that was the perfect.
Mitsuki your own Rubicante and just kill it off now? Mercy killing?
You could. Oh boy, Ifrit. Does that matter? So it'll do 5,000.
5 to Freya.
I mean, to Freya, but Freya can still swing it. So now it will mean that Freya can be killed by Rubicante. But we still have Ovalia in hand, right? So he can just haste the Agrius and have it go in to win.
Oh, true.
So RollingBear has to have some. Well, he does have that Ifrit in hand, but is that enough? Because the Ovalia needs to take 9 total.
Yeah, he has to block with it first.
Yeah, hell, he's gonna have to block. So Freya still. So Freya took 5,000 from the Ifrit, and the Rubicante's. Well, actually, hold on. Rubicante's sitting at it's at 1,000 power.
1. So he crashes. Rubicante dies.
Yeah,
and then deals 1 back to Freya again. Yeah, so it'd be in total.
Yeah, well, so he'll take 1 on the block and then 1 again when it dies, so it can kill the Freya.
Right.
But at that point, again, you just haste the Agrius. Get the win.
Swing for game.
And he does have the Ifrit in hand, but even with that, I don't think that won't be enough. He needs to fall, and I don't think he can Mutsuki Ping with it. Unless what he would have to do, pitch his whole hand, use the Amano Ifrit, or we're going to use it now. Okay, buff our Rubicante. Hit Agrius. Okay, I see what he's
all
doing.
the fire forwards gain extra 3,000, so it just blocks with Rubicante and Freya, and then he just... Why isn't he using his Ovalia special to bring back the Agrius? I know he pitched Ovalia early in the turn. I thought he had another one in his hand.
He did have 1 in hand.
You're bad at me. Oh, jeez.
He must have Mutsuki pinged when I wasn't looking, because that's the only way I would finish it off.
So Rubicante gains 3,000 power. Okay. So up to 3,000 power.
Gotcha. So he blocked, killed that, and then Rubicante finished it off. Yep. So the good news is, though, our opponent's got 1 card left in hand. We're on 3 backups. You just put out more forwards here. Yeah. He can't fill you anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So he did have Layla in the wing.
There you go.
I wonder if he had that from the very beginning when he ditched the other Layla that he had.
I mean, an Afrida here would still be pretty ridiculous, but beyond that.
Even if he clears the whole board, like you mentioned before, if he drops a forward, then
he has the haste. So he basically needs to not only clear this board, but have something to get the next whatever comes down. So yeah, it looks like Blitz Ace is going to take this one back. So apparently the key to winning is to have your opponent draw poorly and not draw any backup so that they have to put out Zidane turn 1.
Excellent.
Ranjit. We will take out the Veritas, so then we'll probably sack off Kuchaspel, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's probably his best play, because now you have to have something to answer Ranjit, which you've got 7 in hand.
There's an answer.
Yeah, you've got Famfrit, Ovalia, or not Ovalia, Agrius.
Lightning.
Did it again. Lightning, yeah. Surely you've got something. So many. Blitz Ace has the worst luck in the world. If with 5 backups and 7 cards, he can't remove this one forward.
Wait, the 6 cost fame for get rid of both of your cards.
Yeah. And then you play a new one, you haste it out. We just need anything.
It does say sucked up to 6 forward. Or
Yeah,
up
but
to
you have to choose as many as possible.
Okay.
There we
Never
go.
mind then.
Lightning scoots them out of the way.
Yeah, I think that's just game.
They can party in for victory. Yep. Awesome. Wow, Blitz Ace coming back. And he went down to 17 cards in deck. So, like I said, he's just decided I got to double down and just... And again, it really helped his opponent clearly bricked on backups that time. Because that fire deck, that's kind of its one weakness, is that if it doesn't get set up, or I've had seen decks where they break backups, whether it be Fenrir or Doga, and if you're clearing out those blazes and all those CP generators, they don't have a good time.
We're off to a fast game 3. I think each match was nearly 25 minutes.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it hasn't even been an hour yet. This is my kind of FFTCG, Brad. It's a shame it's not like a Friday night. I'd crack open a cold one. I don't drink, but maybe I'd do it just for the occasion.
I got a cold Pepsi. Does that count?
Yeah. Oh, even better.
Fun fact: Pepsi, birthplace in North Carolina, is also called Brad's drink.
Really?
True fact.
Wow.
I have a picture of myself with the sign.
Man, well, next time I come over, I'm gonna have to bring you a case. Be like, here's Brad. Everyone got some Brad's drink. I brought some extras.
Okay, well, this seems like a better start for Barry.
Yeah, he actually got a backup. Okay, so I have to ask you, I'm assuming you prefer Pepsi to Coke, or is that just, do you not care? How do you feel about it?
Now I prefer Pepsi to Coke. Early on, it was just Sprite was my choice of drink.
Gotcha. And
then for dark soda, moved to Dr. Pepper. Not bad, but I think Pepsi is just better overall.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to quote Dave Chappelle. He did a bit on this in a special back in 2004. He said, I don't know why people care what celebrities think so much. They want to ask us, well, Dave Chappelle says Coke tastes better. Says Pepsi tastes better. He says, if I'm being honest, I can't even taste the difference. But Pepsi paid me more recently, so it tastes better. I love that joke.
Love it. Back to the game, he dropped the Sarah to grab his Olivia to his hand.
Yeah, didn't go for... Does he run Princess Sarah in this list? The little one-cost light backup?
No. His only Princess backup is Olivia.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, wow, those two are just have been so side by side in every deck I've seen. Geomancer, and we pulled off a K-Tuna off that Geomancer. Okay, RollingBear's feeling a lot better about this game. There's our Duke Cortana. We'll get our Jegrin.
What would you... Well, he's already got Ovelia in hand, unless he wants to stack them. Would you go for not Agrius, Ramza instead?
That's a good question. Obviously, maybe I guess he wants to play that Ovelia for free.
Okay, setting himself up pretty good for next turn.
Yeah, man, he's gonna struggle though. Again, this is RollingBear. He's just right where he wants to be. He's got that K-Tuna locked and loaded, so whatever first forward comes down is gonna get blown to smithereens. And we got Zaz.
Fire player turn to play backups. He's gonna want to play more.
Yeah, right. Isn't that's a children's book, right? If you give a fire player backups, he's gonna want a glass of milk. If you give him that glass of milk, he's gonna need a fire extinguisher, and it just goes on from there.
Yeah, pretty sure I heard that one.
Yeah, exactly. Which Ifrit did we grab? Grabbed an Amano Ifrit, Opus 10, and there's an ace. And yeah, he's even happy to put the ace out even without a target. Yeah, he's in a much better place this time. Okay, so now you don't have the advantage of your opponent putting out, not getting backups. You're still even on deck count right now. What do? I kind of wonder if maybe you try to stop drawing here because you don't want to, again, make it easy for him.
Well, if you want him to put out, you got to buy him dinner first, Travis.
All right, that's fair. There's Jegrin. Hopefully we don't have an Amaterasu. That'd be pretty brutal.
That would be... Well, he'd have to ditch essentially his whole hand.
Yeah, he'd lose a good... But this guy would have also lost, 2 CP plus 3 cards from his hand, so... And then he wouldn't even get anything off of it. Does he run Amaterasu in this list? Surely he does.
He runs 2 Amaterasu.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet, but... Then again, I also know he probably doesn't even care. He's like, go ahead, put out whatever forward you want. I'm just going to...
In going back to game 1, how the game is so far been playing out, it's going to be a End of the game, deck out.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this looks much similar to game 1.
And not that I think that's the way it should be, but just how his fire will counter single target cards.
Exactly.
That Blitzace is playing, it just makes sense to do so.
Well, and I don't think there's anything in Blitzace's deck. Like, his only real form of protection is that Ovalia's special. You know, he doesn't have a Rosa to reduce damage. He doesn't have a Cecil, which, again, we've got Kuchaspel out anyway, so even if he had any of that. And Blitzace just passed. Okay, so I wonder if he's deciding, no, I'm going to play your game now. Like, we're going to deck out. I'm not going to keep drawing cards. You put out a forward, and then I'll remove that.
I mean, he's in a good spot to do so. He's up essentially 1 point, or he's up 1 card from his deck.
And this Rain doesn't have haste yet. So here's now where you drop Ovalia. Not Ovalia. Gosh, I cannot say their names right. Agrias. Although she will draw you a card. So
true, and a lot of his cards will draw him.
Yeah.
Do you think the Rain was just a throwdown bait? Like, okay, show me what you've got. What answers do you want to do?
Well, and he only costs 1 CP since we've got 5 backups out. So, you know, I think RollingBear is more than happy to say, hey, I'm the one who mills. Like, you can put out whatever you want. I've still got 4 backups up. I'll take out anything you put down. And yeah, Blitzace has to, because he has so many cards that do draw an entry, which normally is a benefit, but has turned into a downside in this matchup. Veritas here. Veritas would be a pretty clean answer. Yep, Veritas. So hopefully we don't have Amaterasu. That would be unfortunate.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like it's a bit too late to play Veritas in this game stage. He's got his 5 backups set out, sure.
Yeah, but it's a clean removal without having to draw a card is the other nice thing. And again, even if he answers it, he is at least forcing him to lose something.
Oh, that's fair. I just feel like sacking off your backup at this point for Barry Yumi just seems more beneficial.
It's not nearly as brutal as it was last game when he didn't have much on board, but oh man. So the question is, does he sack his own Veritas in response to make him lose a backup?
Oh, absolutely. Put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. Yep. And he's going to do that. So now get rid of the Sarah, probably. You don't want to lose the Lightning CP. You don't want to lose unit. Yeah, Sarah's the target. A little tit for tat there, as they say.
Then just happily says, all right, your turn.
Exactly. Oh, goodness. Well, this one, at least for them so far, is a lot more even than game 1. RollingBear was way ahead on deck advantage in game 1, and this time Blitzace is at least keeping pace with him.
Yeah, but I feel like with this deck, yeah, it's a lot of removal, but again, with all that card draw aspect,
yeah,
you want to be either ahead or.
Well, I think that's why. Yeah, see, look, he's definitely picked up. He's happy to just discard. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to willingly deck myself. He's like, you're going to have to make me do it. So, good on Blitzace for changing his strategy and realizing, like, okay, I'm not going to win that way. I have to. Oof.
Oh, well, Zidane says, okay, you want to play that way? Yeah. Let's go.
We're going in. There's a Fusoya.
I mean, happy to see it gone. You don't want to deck yourself out 2 more cards.
Yeah, gosh, Fusoya draws you too. Everything draws cards.
I think the Lightning is very valuable now for him.
Yeah, I like the Lightning because that way you're just pulling back from your break zone or sending his away.
Can you choose one of each?
Yes. Yeah, you can split it.
Very cool.
I think in your match last week with Brandon, we were talking about that. I think Brandon was like wanting to do one of each at one point.
One interaction with Neo X stuff blew my mind.
Yeah, right? And then it just removes it permanently. Excuse me.
I think that's number 3. Yawn counter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's my yawn? I need my yawn dice. Keep tilting it up every time. Cloud of Darkness would be good here. You'd take it out.
Brutal.
You have
pretty though? Don't you need another? Oh, it is 2,000.
Yeah, it just counts for itself, and Zidane's so weak that.
Yeah, get rid of that for Soya. Oh, Agrias. Yeah, that'll work.
Shrink. We have to draw a card now at this point. I admire him trying to do that, but his deck, he's going to have to draw. Like, that's just what his deck does. He has forwards who come out and draw cards, so there's Freya. Probably going to draw a discard again.
Freya could happily target Agrias and just poke it for 4.
That is true. It can be any forward. Yeah, that's true. Although that probably would have given RollingBear the green light to be like, oh, let me help you with that and just finish it off. But yeah, so maybe at this point he's like, okay, I've got to just try to do what I did last time and see if I can outvalue him.
It's a hard choice to make, especially midway through the game. Like, okay, well, maybe playing the long game isn't going to work out for me. Maybe I go back to trying to play aggro.
Right.
But no, I think it's just too late. Even Barry, you made the chance to set up. He's got all the answers.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I hate these mono fire decks with all the summons is they just feel so uninteractive to play against. Like, you rarely are the forwards actually even like fighting. Like, when's the last time someone blocked? It's like it's usually just removal flying all over the place.
Another 1,000, and you hate to see it. If that aggro was actually a Zed, then that's 2 cards from Barry Yumi's hand.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, and what actually would mess this deck up a lot is if you did Ice Water with that new Celestial Legend that says every time you pick one of my ice cards, I'm gonna dull freeze your backups. So suddenly I'm choking you out of and that he wanted to get that Mutsuki down, no surprise.
What are your thoughts on that Ice Water Viking style?
Excuse me. I'm gonna put my on counter up one more.
4.
I enjoy it. I think it was fun. Salyer was playing a match with that the other day. It was like basically Vice Keens, Vikings Snow with the new Viking, just get out a bunch of them. So yeah, I feel like that's always got potential. And the Celestia is by far fantastic. Getting to protect. It's only so good against the fire deck because they don't break out right. They use a lot of damage, but Terra.
You mentioned
finally.
You mentioned earlier.
Finally gets a hit in and RollingBear's like, cool, I'll just go back a summon. Thank you. What were you saying?
Oh, I was mentioning you had said it earlier with Leviathan to try and counter some of these fire decks.
Mm-hmm. But again, the problem is that legit Kuchaspel just turns that off, which is why that was such a mistake of a card to make. Mistake of a concept. They shouldn't have changed that concept. That so literally now any form of protection, reduction, anything, just all of it doesn't work, which is really silly. Like, oh, I tapped a single backup. Now literally no protection you could possibly have works. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
And he does have that Porum in this deck to try and counter that.
Yeah, again, if he can keep it alive a turn, but
right. And we don't really see any reduction in this deck regardless.
Yeah. But again, if he had it, excuse me. But I think I think that's why the Celestia is nice though too, is just because anytime you choose an ice forward. So like you said, if he'd had that Zed, not only would he have lost 2 cards from hand, he would have gotten 2 of his backups still frozen off of that. So that's pretty nice.
So I'm hearing the next deck I have to try to build is Ice, Water, Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Build the little prison for him. Yep, we'll take Veritas. Probably sack off Ace, I guess.
What about
Zaz?
Yeah.
Zaz. Hell, if we got another one in hand, we can put it down right this moment.
No skin off his bones. He's still ahead on fatigue.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing too. Like RollingBear pretty much knows at this point. Now they set up, he's not going to die via 7 damage, or he's not going to die by What am I trying to say? Unless he gets to 7, yeah. So unless he gets to 7 damage, he's not going to lose because his opponent will deck out before he will.
Right. And we haven't seen a single Velia special this game.
We haven't seen a Broskas either from RollingBear, but he obviously doesn't feel the need to have to commit to it. So, especially with Famfritz running around.
Exactly. It just seems like too high of a risk.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that Ifrit just, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for playing.
And this Mutsuki, too, giving fire almost like a wind-like effect where they're just getting extra CP all the time. Yeah,
it's really neat card to see played, especially with all of his 1-cost Ifrits that he has in there.
Well, there's our Porum. I have a feeling it won't be long for this world.
Unfortunately, back to drawing more cards.
Yeah. Wouldn't have minded. I mean, it's Water Lightning, so I guess you don't want to use any anthems, but I was like, darn, I almost wish we had Walkout here because the difference between 6 and 5 is the difference between a lot of his cards. Although with the Mutsuki, it's like, whatever, I'll just ping it for the extra one.
In last turn, when Barry had 3 cards in hand, would you have tried to put the gas on and try and force his answers out more?
No, I don't think so. Knowing him, and because he's ahead at deck at this point, I think the only time he felt pressured to do that was when they were even on deck count. But at this point, he now knows he's ahead. He's going to always be ahead. He'll never. So he just has no reason to just sit back and take it slow, which is a very boring play style, and I can't stand it. And it's really not fun to watch. But
methodical and calculative.
Well, and again, like I said, it's just so uninteractive. Like you're not doing like that play we saw earlier with the Veritas with the Ovalia on the stack. That was exciting because it's all these layers and such. Whereas this stuff's incredibly boring. Of just like forward. Yeah, remove it. Forward. Okay, remove it. Forward. Okay, remove it. It's just get me out of here.
Back to that tit for tat. You play a card, I'll play a card, you remove the card, you remove that card. But here's the lightning.
Yeah.
Which value targets do you try and get? Have we seen Ramza at all in the break zone?
I don't know if we have. Yeah, I don't know if we've seen Ramza yet this game. He's a good one. You definitely like those ones where you're just fishing stuff out of the break zone. So Ramza is a good one. Ovalia is a good one. There's your Ramza. Yep.
Yeah, maybe another Agrius. No, we don't want to draw a card. Right. Okay. Yeah, remind me, with that lightning ability, if Barry Yumi were to chain a fire summon to blow it up before the effect goes off, will he still lose those 2 cards?
Correct. Yeah, so those 2 cards will basically be chosen, and then let me read her just to be choose up to
Removing from the game. When she leaves the field, return each card.
Yeah. So basically, if he kills her on the stack before it resolves, when she leaves the field, the cards return. So that will trigger. The cards won't have actually left yet, so nothing will happen. And then her entry effect will trigger after that, and then the cards will just leave.
Gotcha. Okay. So it resolves backwards. Makes sense.
Rain will ping for 4, I think. He doesn't have haste, but I'm sure we've got something to... I mean, we can just use an Ifrit. Yep.
Very safe for it.
Little 1-cost Ifrit. Cards freaking ridiculous. Oh! Very nice.
Do we have another one? Tap. Ifrit.
I mean, it's... we could... So he's going to need...
No, just play it.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything. So she'll go. We'll get back our 2 cards to a hand. Lightning will re-enter. So do we get 2 more, or do we take out this rain? I don't know if we care about this rain.
Side note, I don't see the other 2 targets being removed at all that he picked earlier. Do you?
Yeah, well, it just says he moved them to his hand. So it says moves lightning to his break zone. He moves 2 cards to his hand and then plays lightning back. And then it looks like he sent Agrius and Veritas to the void. To the void!
6.
That Agrius special is going to, or that Ovalia special is going to keep him in it. He's down to 15 cards, though. 5 card difference. So he's got to do something. He's got to be able to start running into him and hitting him.
Kind of hard to do at this point.
Yeah.
I don't hate swing with the lightning and seeing if he'll block.
I was going to say, I think you really need to rely on Aegis here. So you Ramza, you get back in Ovalia, and basically just try to outvalue him is, I think, one of your only lines. So again, even if he spends removal on you, it comes right back. Lightning's going to just keep pulling cards back to your hand, which is really nice.
Keep trying to loop for as long as possible.
Exactly.
I don't know. Can you hear that in the background?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. I have chinchillas running in their cage in the background.
nice.
They're playing on the wheel.
Nice.
So whenever I don't talk, I guess you can't hear it. That's good.
So we'll target Ramza, take damage. Ramza will die. Didn't bother probably saving the Ovalia for the lightning. That's a nice little combo too, because basically you're just going to keep getting 2 cards back to your hand every time.
Right.
Rain will hit us for damage. Ping lightning for 5,000, looks like.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing something in response.
Famfrit?
Famfrit, and then are we going to Ovalia on top of it?
Yeah, that looks to be the play. Unless Barry wants to follow up with this and chain on top of it, which he has 5 cards. He's got the opportunity to do so.
Yeah. He probably could do that pretty... Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Like, I get what he was going for, but I think he needed to do it before the... Or maybe he is doing it on top of the rain damage. He needed to do it on top of the rain damage, that's for sure. Because if he let that resolve, then...
The lightning?
Oh, I mean, Afreed is going to take it out anyway.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And that's what I was afraid of seeing.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. But we will get 2 cards back to our hand.
Mm-hmm.
That much is nice. It was a good effort. Unfortunately, with the way the stack works, there's just no way to avoid that. I will say that is something that has always bothered me about this game, that you can have an effect like Aegis or Planet Protector or Unsaganash, something that literally says protect this, and that someone can go, well, before it's protected, I'll kill it. You're like, how? I just protected it. That doesn't even make sense.
While you're raising your shield.
Exactly.
You.
Yeah. I put out the shield. Well, in the process of you raising that, I reached over the top and punched you. Like, what?
I want you to roll d20 for that. If it's not 20, then we'll see what happens. But
I think this is going to be Ramza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He has to rely on the Ovalia special. That's if he's going to win this game, which is looking less and less likely, that's the only thing that's going to get him out of it. Is he's got to keep getting his forwards back. But as long as RollingBear's on 5 backup, 6 in hand, unless he just like dead draws all of a sudden.
I mean, he's got 6 cards. We still haven't seen Philia played once.
Yeah.
I don't notice it being dropped into the break zone at all.
I don't know if he even really... Because, again, I don't think he sweats these forwards. He's got so many summons and pings and other forms of removal like that.
Right. My thought process was paying 4, ditching 2, playing the Philia, and then chaining on top of whatever he's going to Philia back.
Yeah, you could.
So just bait out his play.
Although, again, something as simple as even an Afrida here just pretty much clears the board out. There's Rubicante. Yeah, and he's happy to be there. RollingBear, I can't cast any more matches after this. They're too boring. So your mono fire style is very dull, sir. And I don't mean the active or dull state.
You gotta get rid of your white tiger and keep Zed on the field at all costs. Exactly. You just gotta make it interesting.
Always keep the Zed. Terra, get back anything we want.
Ifrida?
Yeah, probably. Either that or the Amano Ifrit, but Afrida does more for the same cost, so yep.
Yeah.
There she is.
Might as well.
Yeah, what we wouldn't give to have some break zone hate in this water lightning deck. If we had Alba, that would be one way to do it. She'd probably at least get 1 summon out before she dies. I mean, I don't even know what you do here. Like, you know that you've got the Afrida. You don't even have anything big enough to get over the Rubicante. You've only got 9 cards left in deck.
No, it's definitely hard at this point. I mean, it was harder earlier when they were back at 25 cards in their deck.
Right. Well, that's what I'm
And he's
saying. Last game, we only, I'm not taking anything away from you, Blitz Ace, when I say this, but you only won because your opponent couldn't get set up at all. Like, this mono fire deck in general, like, it's just really hard to overcome. Like, and you basically need, like, Mist Dragons or something to dump. But even then, like, that's not even necessarily a guarantee. Like, it's just hard to face a deck with this much removal.
truly. I think his best course of action was to play that stall game. Like, just, okay, you play a card, we'll clear it. I play a card, we'll clear it.
Yeah. But like you said, unfortunately, so many of his forwards naturally draw him cards that there's only so much he could do.
Yeah, it would have probably turned the tide into his opponent's favor at some point.
All right, going in with the Veritas.
And he discarded Ovelia. Does he have another one in his hand?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope he didn't throw. Surely he didn't throw away his only Aegis. So she'll take 2K.
Yep.
Yeah,
and that should be dual.
I mean,
right?
the Frida's gonna do some work because Tara's gonna 2-ping. So Tara will 2-ping her, which will do 4K to the board. So Freya's just gonna die from that. Rams is just gonna die here. And unless we've got, I don't know if you use the Aegis here though. I guess
the Adrian, get it back to his hand right afterwards.
Okay,
Replay the Rama. I mean, it cycles.
Yeah, well, and Agrius and Veritas can't attack right now anyway, so. Although we're not going to lose the Terra either. The Terra's just going to stay alive.
Did he nuked the Freya before the Terra blocked?
Gotcha. And nothing else can attack this turn, so.
Yeah. Rough all around.
Yeah, rough McGruff. I mean, he's only got 2 in hand, so your only real option, and he doesn't have a Black Mage down, so just pray he doesn't draw removal. That's you right now. It's like that Family Guy skit. What do we do now? We pray. Because if he draws like another Afrida, you're just toast.
Yeah, we tried. Again, I'm banking on the fact that he's got Phileas in his hand.
If you do you even need to Philia here? I guess so. Your opponent's got 7 left. Yep, looks like you called it. Unless it's another Veritas. No, it's going to be Philia.
Yeah, it's the perfect time to do so. You've been holding on to it for many turns. You're not going to get much more value.
Yep.
Probably kill off your Zonde or maybe even Ace at this point.
Yep, Zonde does lose his own Terra, and the Aegis is already used. We can't use it again right now. 4 left in deck. RollingBear has 12. He's going to need a miracle right now.
I mean, at this point, it's I wumbo, you wumbo, he wumbos, he, she wumbos.
That's not the miracle we were looking for.
Show me Famfrit.
All right, so that means next turn is our last turn. So we have this turn and next turn to hit our opponent 4 times. Or somehow mill 10 cards out of their deck.
And I think the play here is just to tap to play that Famfrit. No. Play that Famfrit, Ovelia, your own Viking, bring him back, draw 3 cards, and then try and go for that 4th card and just call it there.
Yeah, he even tapped the Ovelia. He's just out of gas at this point. There's nothing left to do. Cloud of Darkness just came in, shrank it for 4, which did nothing. He can again cast any summon, such as Frida, which just wipes the board. So
let me help you with that.
Yeah, it was a good effort, Blitz Ace, but unfortunately, it's just a bad matchup for you.
Yep. Hey, another card.
Nice. Yep, and we'll just make sure we lose right here and then. And that is it. That's game. RollingBear will take it 2-1. GG, well played to both.
Yeah, tough stuff. Tough matchup.
Yeah, again, I feel for you, Blitz Ace. Like I said, don't feel bad. I'm actually really impressed with the way you changed your tactics, and you were really trying to keep yourself alive there, but just against a bad matchup, I just don't see it. It's going to be really tough for you to beat that deck, if at all. So, all right. Well, that was Gang Plays Casual Week 6. Brad, we'll be back next time, hopefully, for more awesome action. So, folks, we will talk to you later. You take care.
As always, I'm Ron Burgundy. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Ron, how could you?